Aidyn Chronicles Wireframe Mode Edition and in Blender. Let's get it started. So, I got a really nice friend of mine on Discord that helped me out how to figure out how to do this. It's basically another graphics plugin for the Project 64 emulator, and it has a lot of wonderful, fun features, including a wireframe mode and how to do this in Blender. And yep, Lofty, I really appreciate it, friend. Thank you so much for teaching me how to do this. I know I wasn't the greatest at learning it, so I appreciate you being so patient with me on how to use the Nemu graphics plugin and how to export the XRML option folder files, WRL file stuff into Blender. Yeah. But anyways, this is the opening first cinematic of the game. I thought it looked really cool with the wireframes and everything. I just sped it up for time's sake. But just to show you some of the features that this different graphics plugin, showing off the two of what it can do, I think it's pretty cool because this is what the designers and everything were looking at, were those wireframes as they were testing out the game for collision and stuff and making the cinematics. And then here's the designers, the level designers. This is kind of some stuff that they were looking at. It doesn't look the same, obviously. If any of you guys who have played the game know that, that's not what the end game product ended up looking like. But it's kind of close, at least. The plugin, I mean, it's third-party made by someone, so it's not perfect, and it's a bit outdated from my understanding as well. Excuse me. But still, it shows off the general structure of the level design and everything. And I literally just learned how to use Blender, I think, like 2 or 3 days ago when I was filming this. So I just learned the basics. Again, thank you again, Lofty, so much for all your help on that too. So I can kind of zoom around, so I'm not like the smoothest in moving the camera and angling it and yada yada, but I just wanted to show off a lot of the assets in the game that you can import over. This is the Chaos Island, and then I'm going to show off the alpha version because the Virgin Dead Sacrifice is different, and so is the design on the tower. As you guys have watched my other pre-alpha prototype version of the game as well, then you'll notice a couple differences here too. So as you can see, the game definitely has had some changes as time has gone on in its development cycle. I mean, before it actually became fully released and all that noise. And you guys got to tell me though. I zoomed into her here. Tell me that doesn't look like Keelan, or Keelan's sister, cousin, or something or another. Excuse me. Like, it totally looks like her. Definitely in the face and everything. So that's interesting. And then like the tower looks a lot different too. So you can see it had a different design, and like some of the textures, like that like the colors are all way off. So I don't know what that noise is all about. Again, I'm new to all this stuff, but you get a basic general understanding of what things could have looked like or what they were going to look like, and then they got changed later on from the prototype phase to the actual finished phase of the game. So it's oh right, and then going into the Chaos Temple in the base game, I had to try and go on the level to see, not just in the debug and then the prototype version, but to see if I can see what's behind that damn hidden door that goes nowhere. You could even click on it, so it was obviously a door. As you can see, it highlights the other door too. And I looked underneath, I looked around. I mean, you guys know in the debug version I tried to ram into it as the chicken and everything to try and get through it, but nope, no findings. Where does that door go? I don't know. I tried it on the levels below and above. Trust me, I tried. It's still a mystery to this day, unfortunately, but hey, at least you can see it in a 3D animated Blender version of the game, or of the design, I should say. So, and this one's the prototype phase again in the Dryad forest next to Talwalk. This is a scrapped area I'm going to show you that I thought it was just because you know how buggy it is if you've messed with it or you saw my video on it. How much the graphics are all jacked on it and everything, and things just are all piled and meshed all over the place, and how crash and buggy it is. But anyways, there is a whole little like cave area that you can see here, and I saw it when I originally was reviewing this version of the game, but I just chalked it up to, you know, just graphical errors and stuff. So I knew it wasn't a part of the end game, so I never messed with it. But you know me, I had to play around and poke it and see what it was because it was so big and whatnot later on, and I found out, yeah, it's a full-blown area. So yeah, I wanted to see if there was any way I can see like inside of it or around it, just as like at the end of the last video, my other video, I mean, with the dialogues and everything, that you can go into these tunnels here inside of it. And but yeah, I can only get to like to the first two little levels here, so I don't know how to get up there to the other two, or is that the end of it? Is there supposed to be a top to it? What was this supposed to be? Because honestly, if you think about it, okay, look at Aileron inside of the tunnel where he's standing there. I mean, it's not meant to be for humans. I'm assuming it's in the Dryad Forest. Fairies are supposed to be using it, and they never land. They always fly, and they're flapping their wings. So isn't this kind of claustrophobic for them? Like, what if they hit their wings on the edges there? And there's a lot of pokey edges and everything too. So what was this supposed to be? I don't know. Maybe the engineer who constructed this house for the Dryads, they had to remodel the Dryad home huts, and they just said screw it. They sleep on, I don't know, they don't sleep in houses, in tunnels. So yeah, but I wanted to show that off in Blender at least. And then here you go, our Bandit Jundar town hideout cave deal. Yeah, it exported the majority of the functions and everything, the assets in the game here. I wanted to show you, yeah, what it looks like in the inside of these little hut, prison tower thing, houses, whatever. Really nothing in there, but you can see, yeah, what it looks like, the wall on the other side. But that's pretty much it, yeah. So no findings. I was hoping maybe if I could zoom in from different angles, I would see like maybe are there supposed to be people in there? Are there treasure chests or something or another? Yeah. And this is interesting, just how it's not a full-blown area. They just put this one giant graphic. So when you look at it in the actual game, it looks like it's like, you know, optical illusion-y. So pretty interesting how they do this stuff. Never delved into graphic design really, or level design and stuff like this, but it's very interesting. I mean, it's definitely sparking some interest, I'll say that right now. But yeah, again, this is using, like Lofty was saying, it's using a graphics plugin. It's that allows you to make XRML file formats, which is the standard file format for representing 3D dimensional interactive vector graphics, designed particularly for the World Wide Web in mind. And then it has recently been superseded by X3D. I don't know what X3D is, haven't researched too much into that yet, but maybe there will be an updated graphics plugin that has it. But anyways, this, I'm assuming you guys may find this familiar. I took this export during the cutscene with the dragon when you got your name, but if you look at the background and the area and everything, I'm pretty sure you can tell this is the area between the bog, the beach, and then going up to the left there into the mountain pass going to the Jundar Desert. So a lot of yeah. Again, this is the XRML file format apparently is outdated, but maybe if it's because of that, maybe it's because of the plugin, or just the game itself is super buggy, as you can tell. Why some of the stuff looks all weird. And like, look, even some stuff like this is a little body image kind of showing, and you saw another face of him down below there, where like the image of the guy where Aileron's supposed to be standing in this nice little wonder ball of choking hazards. So yeah, there's the dragon, Um, but I'm pretty sure, because this is making me curious as to why, like, if they shot the cinematic here, and it's not this, they didn't make like a whole brand new area just to shoot this when Alaron got named. Maybe that could have something to do with, that what did I call it? Truman Show star, flying star in the sky. Maybe that has something to do with it, because look at all those other graphics up there that aren't loaded or look weird. But yeah, it totally, this is the exact same structure and everything of going into the mountain pass. So I just found that really interesting that they kind of recycled it and they used it for getting your true name towards the end of the game. Spoiler alert, which I don't know why, if you haven't played the full game yet, what's going on, man? But yeah, they just took out the Shamsuk's tower and the tombs down there in the swamp boggy area and everything. So pretty interesting. Imagine that with the dragon. That would be your DLC collector's edition pack of the game nowadays. That would be included. Yeah, and then this is the cutscene of the first cutscene when the game first started. So it has like little placards where people are gonna stand. So I don't know what those are, but I found it super interesting as I was ripping through all this stuff. And yeah, going to Terminor, definitely wanted to show off this area just because it's huge. The castle, you can see, is massive. But mainly I wanted to show you guys what you can see, maybe what could have been in the inside of the ruins there next to Terminor, which is really not that much, but still I wanted to show it off just to see what was going to be in there. What's your guys' speculation and thinking could have been there? Was it just supposed to be for looks as you're passing by? But yeah, it's completely hollow, nothing's in there. But yep, looks cool. And then I was gonna say the WRL file, that stands for something, because WR files help browsers render 3D polygons with details such as verticals, edges, surface colors, map textures, light, and redirection mapping. So just knowing that, I just read all that off of Google, just FYI. Maybe that's why the things look different from the actual finished game version. I haven't really messed with this, with the file types and then ripping and exporting the stuff and the assets into Blender. But yeah, like a lot of stuff doesn't load. Maybe it's because of the draw distance and everything. Like you saw, like in the game right now, it's currently raining a lot, but it only shows the rain particles and stuff when you get really close to Alaron. But I thought that this would be interesting because like some areas in the game, like in the tomb or underneath the inn in Gwernia, it'll load the other room right next to where you're standing, or the room that's supposed to be above you. So I was hoping maybe if I do this, then maybe it would let me see if there was going to be an area like in the prototype version here in Terminor at the third level here next to the fountain / door that looks like it's supposed to lead into a castle inside Terminor that never ended up, that got scrapped, I mean, in the finished game, and then they just put like a little fountain there and pottery pots. Yeah, I was hoping maybe I could see in there, just like how you can see the other side of the door to the shops down the layer down below. Maybe you could see like if there was an idea for it and then it got scrapped, maybe just a couple, pieces of texture or something, just to give us some insight. But for sure, nope, they're definitely, at least in the prototype, they looked like they were gonna do it, and then they capped it off and they never ended up making a castle. Speaking of castles, though, this castle is Castle Gwernia, and this is taken during the last and the final cinematic of the game, which is why I think they put this shell blue thing on the outside there to cast another optical illusion deal while you're, after defeating the final boss and everything, and you get crowned and you raise your loaded sword and everything. You can see the inside of it and how some of the guys loaded, like the people up on the top of the stairs, but all the other townsfolk and everything from all over the world of Aidyn aren't loaded down below. But you can see him raising a sword, and some of the textures that did load, you can see they are pretty detailed. I mean, to a certain degree. I mean, for what they were in N64, anyways, high-res graphics. Like you can see the little the markings and everything. I don't know what that says on the sword, but yeah, you could at least see them. So that's pretty cool. So maybe they got the level designers got too wrapped up with doing this castle, and maybe that's why the castle in Terminor got scrapped. I don't know. It's all speculation. It's up for debate. But yeah, there it is. And then just wrapping it up, this is the wireframe version of that final cinematic, just to show you guys how different it looks and everything, and how unique it is. Sped up that little first part, but look at all the different people, the townsfolk and everything down below and all that. I find it fascinating. Can't really read the writing or anything, but just looking at the background and everything, like how that moon and everything's broken up into a bunch of different pieces and the colors and everything. It's super interesting. So, but I really appreciate you guys watching this one again. I hope you liked it. It really didn't really answer any questions. It really just confirmed things that that aren't to be, I mean, so to speak, like the castle in Terminor, or what the inside of the little houses look like inside the Jundar Bandit cave and outside of Terminor and everything. But yeah, I wanted to show off just a little tip of a new graphic plugin that a friend showed me, which I really appreciate. Definitely diversify your friend portfolio, that's for sure, who have skills in other aspects of gaming and all that noise. Because yeah, I had no clue about this plugin. I just loaded. I've been playing the game the entire time, just with all the standard plugins that Project 64 came with. I knew there's other ones like RetroArch and a couple other ones. Oh man, I forgot. But yeah, so I'm glad it actually is making me curious now to get out and see what other kind of graphics, audio control plugins there are. If you can maybe use like a mouse and keyboard for like shooters and stuff, like playing on the N64. Imagine playing with mouse and keyboard GoldenEye or Perfect Dark or something. If there's a plugin or something like that, that would be pretty sick, I would think. So this is just maybe the beginning of a long trail of seeing what else is out there. And yeah, that is awesome. Thanks guys, really appreciate it, and have a great rest of your day.